And hello, everyone. Sorry about that. My name is Sherry Kim, and I am the artistic director of the Piano Star International Competition. Welcome to the very first grand final show for this weekend. This year, we have a special guest host who was one of our final round judges last month. He is the Klipsch Artist in Residence and Chair of Piano at the University of Central Arkansas. Please help me welcome Oliver Jia.
Thank you, Sherry. I would like to thank Brian Lin, founder of Piano League, and Sherry for the invitation to co-host today's grand final show. As Sherry mentioned, I've served as a judge in Piano Star competitions in the past, and I'm honored to co-host today's session.
Okay, awesome. So I'm sure we're all very excited for the performances coming up. But first, we do need to go over the rules for the grand finals. So I believe we have the rule sheets. Can we bring that up? Yes. Okay, so all performance videos that have been submitted to us, there was not actually a verification document, but they had to present a verification word, a secret word, so that we can verify this was a brand new video that was recorded, not an old video that they could have just pulled up. This is very important so that this grand finals can really feel like a final sort of round for this competition. Other than that, any performances that exceed a time limit were trimmed up to stop at the maximum time limit up until the 30-second grace period that we do allow. For the judging process, our judges will be ranking the top 6 grand finalists within their group. Rankings are then assigned without any ties, and judges do not actually give numerical scores, unlike in previous rounds. So the rankings are converted into points, and as you can see on this chart here, first place will be awarded 10 points, second place gets 9 points, and so on and so forth. If a contestant is ranked below 6th place, it will only be worth 4 points. For any tiebreakers, contestants are going to be ranked based on their total points. So if someone receives 3 first place votes, that would be a total of 30 points. But we do have had ties in the past. We've had two-way ties before, and if this were to happen today, the contestant that is ranked higher by 2 of the 3 judges wins. And then in a very rare situation, there could be a 3-way tie. Like if each judge prefers a different contestant, then that will actually be left up to the competition directors to decide via the executive votes. But I will tell you, this 3-way tie is very, very rare. So hopefully it won't happen today. Next page. All judges' rankings will be made public after this competition. We really value transparency at Piano Star. We've already published scores in the previous rounds, so we will also be doing that for this. All right. Oh, sorry, we need Oliver's voice to be unmuted. Okay.
Thank you, Sherry. So just a brief reminder for those of you in the audience, the results for all 5 age categories will be announced during tomorrow's grand final session. That will start at 7 p.m. in the evening, US Eastern Time. Now, let's meet our 3 grand final judges who will be providing comments after each contestant's performance today.
Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. I was muted this entire time. Our first judge tonight is James Giles. Mr. Giles is the professor and head coordinator of the piano program at Northwestern University's Bienen School of Music. He gives master classes and lectures at schools nationwide, including Juilliard, Manhattan, Eastman, Oberlin, Indiana, Yale, and New England Conservatory. During the summer, he is the artistic director at the Amalfi Coast Music Festival and is on the piano faculty at numerous other summer festivals. Not only are his students prize winners of major international competitions, he also regularly performs in important musical centers across America, Europe, and Asia. Please welcome Mr. Giles. All right.
Our second judge tonight is Ms. Olga Kern. Ms. Kern is on the piano faculty at the Manhattan School of Music and is the founder and artistic director of the Olga Kern International Piano Competition. In 2001, she was the gold medalist at the Van Cliburn International Piano Competition, the only woman in the last 50 years to do so. She continues to perform regularly with prominent orchestras across the United States and other countries. In the 2023 to 2024 season, she performed Rachmaninoff's 4 piano concerti and the Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini with the Alston Symphony and with the Virginia Symphony, appeared with the Czech Philharmonic on a nationwide telecast, and toured South Africa and Asia. Please welcome Ms. Olga Kern.
So our final judge for tonight is Ms. Park. Ms. Hyun Park is on the piano faculty at both Peabody Conservatory and the Preparatory at Johns Hopkins University. Additionally, she is part of the Peabody Conservatory's piano pedagogy faculty and co-directs the Preparatory's Peabody Piano Academy. Ms. Park collaborates with her sister Hyun and has performed in Carnegie Hall's Evening of Songs series, the Shriver's Hall Concert Series, the Brattleboro Music Center Concert Series, and Alice Tully Hall in Lincoln Center. She has also been featured in the Chamber Concert Series at Freeburg Concert Hall. Please welcome Ms. Park.
All right, it's time to begin listening to our Group A contestants. Judges, are you ready? Let's begin. So first up in Group A, ages 7 and under, is Julie Jia, and she will be playing Bach's Allemande from the first French suite in D minor, BWV 812.
Thank you, Julie, for your performance. We're now going to invite Mr. Giles to share his thoughts on Julie's performance. Mr. Giles? One sec, I think Mr. Giles is still muted.
Oh, is that unmuted now? Great. Thank you, Julie. That was a beautiful performance. I like the lyricism and the cantabile quality, especially that you achieve in the right hand. I also like the fact that I think you're listening for two voices at many times in the right hand of the Allemande, which is certainly there. I think Perhaps you could improve your listening for the left hand. I think often you treat it as more of an accompaniment figure, and I think it could be a little more prominent, perhaps, to create the sense of the walking character, the Almond, as well as just a line that's not just supportive, but an equal part to what you're doing in the right hand. And lastly, I think make sure that we feel the pulses in 4 and not in 8 or some other subdivision. I think the tempo is basically fine, but you just want to make sure that the smaller values in the left hand and the right hand don't start subdividing the bar into too many sections. But otherwise, I thought it was a very enjoyable performance. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Giles. All right, we're going to be moving on to our second contestant. Her name is Sarah Alexandra Jiang, playing the first movement of Clementi's Sonatina Opus 36, number 2, and Annie Crosby Gaudet's Funny Puppy. Please welcome Sarah.
Thank you for your performance, Sarah. We will now hear from Ms. Kern, who will share her comments.
Am I unmuted? Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. I thought it was a wonderful performance, very musical. Maybe your left hand is a little bit heavy in both pieces, in Clemency and Funny Puppy. The second piece, it's so fun. You could just lighten up a little bit your left hand. It feels like it's dragging you a little bit, also with the tempo. And in Clemente also, just that feel of a little bit lighter touch would be, I think, very helpful, especially in the left hand. Other than that, I think you're very talented and very musical. I like the performance in general. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kern. Our third contestant is Nanafat Shiranetitara, performing Bach's Minuet in G minor, as well as Kevin Olsen's fourth movement from the Sonatina in Colors. This movement is titled Red.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nanathat, for your performance. Now we're going to invite Ms. Park to provide her comments for Nanathat's performance. Ms. Park?
How wonderful that you put such wonderful energy in your articulations to singing melodies in right hand to left hand, hearing your in your minuet the G major to G minor. I can almost really see the colors. It was so much, and you seem what was most enjoyable is the clarity in your articulations in both. I don't have much to really suggest except I mean it's such a polished performance. The ped, I think you are doing a wonderful job. It's just at times you could breathe a little bit more if you are in different space. But this is not the best format to judge that. But thank you so much. What a treat.
Thank you so much, Ms. Park. Moving on to our fourth contestant, his name is Jason Huang, who will be playing the third movement of Sonatina Opus 13 number 1 by Dmitri Kabalevsky.
Thank you, Jason, for your performance. We'll now ask Mr. Giles back to provide his commentary on Jason's performance.
Yeah. A beautiful job, Jason. It's a very successful performance, very lively. You have excellent rhythm. When the piece changes from the 6/8 to the 16th notes, the rhythm is very good. And I like the way that you shape the main theme. I think maybe there are other places in the piece where you could also think about shaping a little bit more and having an idea of where the phrase is going in terms of direction. There are a lot of short notes in this movement, a lot of staccatos, and I wonder if you might experiment with different ways of playing staccatos, especially in some of the left-hand accompanimental chords or long notes that I guess they would be dotted eighths, or sorry, dotted quarters. Perhaps some of the staccatos could be from the key, that is, you're pushing up a little bit more rather than always going straight down. But these are just details to consider. Overall, I enjoyed your performance very much, so thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Giles. Moving on, our fifth and next contestant is Irene Song, who will be performing Dmitri Kabalevsky's Variations, Opus 40, number 1.
Thank you, Irene, for your performance. Now we're going to bring back Ms. Kern to give some comments.
Thank you, Irene. Wonderful performance, exciting. I can see that you're really enjoying playing this piece. It's a wonderful piece by Kabalevsky. I feel maybe sometimes your wrist is a little bit too high, and the sound, because of that, you can just definitely make a different sound when it's more relaxed. Sometimes it's a little bit, a little bit stiff in few places. Um, in The rhythmically it's very nice, and the colors are beautiful. I know that you're thinking and listening to what you're playing, which is wonderful. Uh, as I said, because of the wrist, also sometimes the shoulders a little bit moving up, which is also not helping. I think that if you will just relax a little bit more, I think it will help you with the staccatos and just in general, 16 notes. Also, I felt like in the end of the piece, if you would not rush that much, I think it will be even more clear. But in general, I thought it's wonderful playing, and as I said, you're listening to yourself. I think it was very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ms. Kern. All right, moving on to contestant number 6. Her name is Simone Chai, playing Chopin's Etude in C minor, Opus 25, number 12.
Thank you for your performance, Simone. We will now hear from Ms. Park, who will give her comments for Simone.
Thank you, Simone. What a wonderful rendition of this piece. It's quite moving to see you really devote to what you're playing, and at your age to come to playing this etude. I can see that you love music and it comes through. You were quite successful in bringing out beautiful bass line and carrying them through. The middle section is a little bit more tough, isn't it? Yeah, with these more chromatic harmonies and there. But I can see it's going to get better and better as you play this through your piano life. And as you listen to some other people also performing this, um, I can see the device for pedal is working quite well for you. As you continue working on this piece, think about if you could carry those tones that you bring out, if they can become melodic line a little bit more. Okay, and I do see you have a quite natural respond to the inflections in harmonies, but I think it will grow and you will find probably a little bit more golden threads between your right hand, left hand inner voices, and some of them were heard and some more are to be found. I would look at the very last chord and see how long that is actually, and then see how you want to finish this piece. I think sometimes last notes are short, but sometimes they are longer, and you might want to take a look at that. Okay? Thank you so much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ms. Park. Moving on, our seventh and final contestant for Group A is Eli Yueji Gu, who will perform the first movement of Mozart's Piano Sonata in B-flat major, K570.
Thank you, Eli, for your performance. Okay, we're going to have Mr. Giles come back to share about Eli's performance.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed that very much. At first, I was shocked at how chromatic that Mozart sounded, but then it was clear that it was not late Mozart, it was Chopin. Um, Beautifully done. I like the way that you sing the right hand, and your sense of flexibility and some of the phrasing is very good. As is so often the case in Chopin's works, um, I think you could pay a little more attention to the left hand. I find that this is the case even in nocturnes and etudes when the music seems to be in the right hand. But I think in these waltzes or any piece that's in three, you want to make sure that the three quarter notes are not given equal weight, that they're not always the same. I think that would help the beauty of your right hand to really sing more and to have a longer phrase, a longer arc, if the left hand had a little bit more of a lilt to it, a lighter touch, perhaps a little less on the second beat, especially. And you'll also, the more you study waltzes and pieces that are in three, you'll notice how third beats tend to be upbeats to the following downbeat. So just getting us over the bar line, 1, 2, 3, 1, can really help the right hand to take off. And just on a more kind of mundane and maybe a personal level, I think I would play those mordents, those grace notes in the right hand before the beat, personally. But probably either way is correct. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Giles. Okay, and that concludes Group A. So congratulations to all of our Group A contestants. I'm just so in awe by how professional and just amazing all of you guys are. So, we're going to continue on with our show with Group B. And so I'm going to turn it over to Oliver to introduce our Group B.
Thank you, Sherry. Now let's move on to Group B. We'll feature contestants aged 8 to 9. Just a disclaimer, we originally had 13 grand finalists. However, today there will only be 12 performing. Our first contestant for Group B is Lina Kui, playing Beethoven's 6 variations on Nel cor più mi non sento, and this is from Works Without Opus number 70. Please welcome Lina.
Awesome. Thank you, Lena, for your performance. We have mentioned earlier in this show that sometimes some pieces may run over time. So, unfortunately, we have to cut them to the maximum limit, but it does not affect their scores. But now we'll invite Ms. Kern to provide with some comments from Lena.
Thank you, Lena. I enjoyed it very much. Very good performance. Interesting contrasts. Sometimes I feel like you can listen better to the phrasing, especially the ends of the phrases, even in the theme. The end of the phrasing, you go somewhere, there is a line, and then the line disappears before the phrase ends. So be careful with this. Also, I feel in the variations with the 16 notes, your right hand, sometimes always remember that our fourth finger is very weak. So we always need to work on every finger to be same. Yes, so this finger is sometimes a little bit lazy. When you play the scale, remember that every note needs to be even. Yeah, and sometimes the same with the thumb. Thumb is very, very strong. And sometimes I feel that it's just falling in the places and also lazy because it just doesn't want to move immediately to the next and turn to the next note in the way that everything is even. So I think you should just pay attention at this more. In the last variation, I actually enjoyed your minor variation. You were really making a beautiful sound, maybe sometimes too much pedal also, be careful. Yes, in Beethoven, sometimes overly pedaling and not so great. In the last variation, unfortunately, we didn't hear until the end. But what I heard the beginning, both hands, listen how everything moves exactly at the same time, because it was not together. Yes, especially in the beginning of the last variation. So be careful with this. I know it's exciting a piece, and you just wanted to go faster, but sometimes you need to listen and make sure that everything is in the right place. So that's just my comments, but in general, I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Kern. All right, we're moving on to second contestant of Group B. Her name is Carol Wu. She'll be playing JS Bach's Invention number 6 in E major, BWV 777.
Thank you for your performance, Carol. We'll now have Ms. Park share her comments for Carol's performance.
Well, what a treat to hear Bach's music. And this is a lovely invention that you played quite beautifully. Um, I liked a lot of what you did. You have a very nice inflection in your melodic line, the rise and fall. And I thought you were making both hands as independent as you could. That aspect of conversation between two hands. I think as you play this and perform in live, in person, I think you can enjoy that more as you play. The himiola that you had, this rhythm, and then this sort of sustained those syncopated. There were some more successful moments, and I think as you get to perform this more in person, you can perhaps try really accentuating long to be long enough, short to be short enough, and so that you can enjoy. Some, it's not so metronomic. I think you are on. It's in the right path. Keep. Sometimes by exaggerating, you could also sharpen the rhythm, and I think you can enjoy that aspect. Um, um, as you can see in conversation, there is a phrase that ends and starts, and you can hear different harmonies. And I can hear that you hear it. I think for us to hear more clearly, maybe you can exaggerate a bit more, making sure you can breathe between just a little bit more. Okay? Enjoy playing Bach. What a wonderful composer he is. And inventions are just wonderful. Thank you for playing today.
Thank you, Ms. Park. Moving on, our next contestant number 3, is Oliver Theodore Cheng, who will be presenting 2 pieces for us. The first work is the first movement of Prelude from Edvard Grieg's Holberg Suite. This is Opus 40, number 1. The second selection is Bach's 2-part invention, number 14 in B-flat major, BWV 785.
Thank you, Oliver, for your performance. We're now going to bring up Mr. Giles for some comments.
Great, Oliver. Nice to hear you. Beautiful playing in both pieces. I think in the Grieg, the right hand accompaniment that's in the middle, I think you keep it very well controlled, but I wonder if just the slightest bit of circular motion in your wrist might help you to be a little more in control, because so often that pattern, you have to be able to control either the second 16th or the first 16th, whichever one is moving. And your fingers are very good, but I wonder if just a little bit more motion in this way might help you to keep that a little more in control and less articulate, yet still voice when you need to, the moving notes. I like the way you respond to harmonies in both pieces. I think you have a good ear for how the music tells a story and progresses that way. And I like the way you shape the turn figure in the Bach invention. It's always very melodic and fluid. And the left hand perhaps slightly less successful than the right, but still I can hear that you're listening very well to both and you're treating them as a dialogue. So congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Giles. Moving on to our fourth contestant. Her name is Valeria Mia Grandacuba, playing two pieces. J.S. Bach's Invention number 13 in A minor, BWV 784, and Isaac Berkovich's Toccata in A minor.
Thank you, Valeria, for your performance. Let's have Miss Kern share her thoughts and comments for Valeria's performance.
Valeria, wonderful, very exciting playing. I enjoyed it very much. I really can say that you are so much enjoying playing the toccata. I think sometimes you're too excited, and the pedal, especially pedaling in the through second part, going back to the recapitulation of the toccata, is a little bit too overwhelming. It's toccata. Toccata should be a little bit drier. Your martellato is fantastic. Really wonderful tempo in the beginning and in the end. But I think just using too much pedal is a little bit, not in the toccata style, I would say. So I think it's not really helpful for you because you're already playing everything there. So I would use more your hand, especially in the fingers in the middle part of the toccata, to make a legato, not with the pedal. In your age, it's very important just to listen more to finger work than to overdo the pedal, because it's easy to do just to push the pedal and sound continues and connects. But sometimes it's more important to connect it just with the fingers. Okay, so just remember that, because it's really exciting playing. But if you will just use a little bit less pedal, it will help you even more. Another wonderful invention, we already heard one invention, and another one, you're listening to both hands. I would do a little bit more conversation between two hands, but in general, I thought it was very good, and I congratulate you for your wonderful performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kern. Moving on, our fifth contestant is Andrew Haochen Zhang, who will be playing Debussy's Esteemed Jardins sous la pluie, which translates in English to Gardens in the Rain.
Thank you, Andrew, for your performance. We're now going to bring up Miss Park for some comments.
Thank you, Andrew, for playing such a beautiful music. It's one of my favorite Debussy. So this is the last of esteemed, and I think there were many good attempts on your part. I just think the beginning is quite challenging to make it to have a long phrase. And if you look at how Debussy marked, I think he gives you all the answers you need. Perhaps when you look at his articulation markings with your teacher, see if you need any more accents than what he writes. And if he writes accents, it's more for voicing and singing. So I think you can make it the beginning to be a little bit more mixed and perhaps avoid some of downbeats. And I think that can create beautiful ambience, atmosphere for this piece. Going forward, this is not an easy piece, and you've got a very good start. It would be good for you to look at this piece as if you're looking at Bach and see if some of the tempo that you take only cue from Mr. Debussy and try to keep up with that so you don't overly slow down or change. And I think you will like when it has more coherent basic pulse width at the end. Then you can really go for the accelerando, right? Più mosso. And I think you can enjoy, I don't know whether it's a downpour or you can say a rainbow coming out, or whichever your story goes. I think you can drive that better. So think about how you pace the tempo, but certainly a piece that you can grow with. Okay, congratulations.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Park. Moving on to contestant number 6. Our sixth contestant is Zitong Lee, playing Grieg's Nocturne, Opus 54, number 4.
Thank you, Zitong, for your performance. Mr. Giles, would you like to share your comments for Zitong?
Sure, with pleasure. I enjoyed it very much. Many beautiful things to admire. I think, Zitong, you could concentrate on developing a more atmospheric quality to the piece. I don't know if you have any images in mind when you play it, but to me, it's some kind of a reverie, a dream of some kind. And I think to that end, the texture, especially in the middle notes, needs to be a lot more floating, a lot less real, especially those repeated eighth notes in the middle that you play with, usually 1, 2. Just stay inside the key. You don't need to re-articulate those, especially with the pedal. I like your left hand. The bass line is very nice in general, but I think this fragmentary kind of sighing quality of some of the right hand, you could work on making it just a little more poetic, a little more like you're thinking about something that's not quite like a Chopinesque long line. It's a little more fragmented and internal, if you will. And the final thing I would suggest is when you make crescendi, make sure that you keep the balance of the 3 levels of the texture. That is melody, middle, and bass. Sometimes I think you bring everything up at the same way and it becomes a little bit thick in the middle. You also tend to move whenever there's a 2 against 3 motion. You push the tempo a little bit because it's usually a crescendo. I don't think it always has to be that. You might consider a different kind of rubato. Sometimes you might feel a little more resistance, for example, as the line is rising. But that's just something to think about. Maybe it's the sort of piece that you want to try to not play the same way every time you play it, even though you know it well. Try to think of new ways to highlight things so that you stay very interested in it. Thank you very much. Nice to hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Giles. Our next contestant number 7, is Lawrence Wong. Lawrence will be presenting the first movement of Beethoven's Piano Sonata in G major. This is Opus 49, number 2.
Thank you, Lawrence, for your performance. Now we're going to bring up Miss Kern for some comments.
Thank you, Lawrence. Wonderful playing. I think it's the Sonata Opus 49, number 2, actually. It's a G major one, not number 1, which is the minor one. But anyway, it's just a little mistake in the program. I think that you have a wonderful articulation. It's very interesting. You're very into it. And I like, because it's very important in this movement specifically, to have a balance between two hands. And I like that you're actually listening to that balance. And your right hand, the triples are all there and very clear. Sometimes perhaps the accents are a little bit exaggerated. It's Beethoven's young style, and of course it's very exciting. No, but still it's just tiny bit too strong in my taste. You can definitely do just tiny bit less, because as I said, you have a very good articulation, so you can just push it a little bit, but not really making it the way that it's sometimes a little bit too heavy. Also, I noticed that sometimes you make move with your wrist a little bit too much. I don't think it's necessary for you, because you already have a very good strong fingers. So just watch how your wrist staying in one position. It was a little bit too much of that. Not everywhere. In the beginning, I noticed that. Specifically, so just be careful with this, but in general, I thought it was very, very nice and very exciting playing, so thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Miss Kern. Our 8th contestant is Catherine Shah, and she'll be playing for us Chopin's Etude in A minor, Opus 25, number 11.
Thank you, Catherine, for your performance. Ms. Park, would you like to give your comments for Catherine?
Thank you, Catherine. What a piece. Do you like this piece? I think it's amazing that you have discipline to learn this at your age, and you play with a pretty good restraint. But perhaps maybe you could bring in a little bit more of here. The music is marked with what? What does he say? It's in the beginning. It is lento, but con brio. So con brio is like very spirited, right? And I think, and with risoluto, as you keep working on this piece, maybe think about a little bit more gravity, a little bit more of longer phrasing, and you can think about, instead of from practicing how you will do it, but perhaps you can just listen to it and see if it's a storm, if it, what it will sound like, and think about if you could bring a little bit more of your upper body to help you, especially when you go to the end. You have fortissimo, and it's quite low. It's really wonderful that you could, think of a gongs playing there, boom, boom, enjoy the different, you start from very upper register to lower, and, it's a feast you can have here. So as you grow with this piece, perhaps you can really expand your dynamics, your drive, going for longer phrasing. All these, I think, will come through. So it's quite a treat to hear this etude at your age, and I hope you can continue your journey with this music, and see if you can bring a little bit more of drive, and you have such discipline to keep the pulse. So now see if you can go for what you could imagine in this music. Okay, the harmonies and the way that he has these between your hands expanding and coming together, and see what you can imagine here. Okay, so thank you for playing today. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Park. Our ninth contestant is Alexa M, playing the first movement of Friedrich Kuhlau's Sonatina in C major. This is Opus 55, number 1.
Oh, sorry about that. Wanted to thank you, Alexa, for your performance. We're going to bring back Mr. Giles for some comments.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed that. I especially like the parts of the piece that are very spirited and very energetic towards the end of the section at the end and the beginning, where there's 16th notes. You seem to really respond to that. I think the challenge of this work and the thing that I would think about is that there are two themes, right? They come at the beginning, then they come back at the end, and they both have eighth note accompaniments to them. And I think the challenge is not to let that accompaniment determine how you play the right hand. I think often your left hand is a bit too loud, a bit too prominent. It is true that you can use the left hand to be your metronome. That is to say, it keeps you in time. But you want to make sure that it doesn't necessarily sound like a metronome, that it helps you play rhythmically. It seems to me also that the second theme you play a little bit slower than the first theme. I don't know if that's intentional or not. If you and your teacher decided to do that, that's perfectly fine. But if not, you might want to consider playing them both the same tempo. I think it's going very well. The main thing I would work on, though, is just listening to the left hand so that it doesn't cover up the right hand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Giles. Our 10th contestant is Lauren Pei, playing two pieces for us. The first one is Franz Liszt Paganini Etude Number 5, La Chasse, and Florence B. Price's The Goblin and the Mosquito.
Thank you, Lauren. Ms. Kern, would you like to share your comments for Lauren's performance?
Yes, Lauren, wonderful playing, very musical. I think in Mozart, the ends of the phrasing, every phrase was a little bit too short. I think if you will listen in Mozart music, I mean, in every music you play, you need to listen. But here you need to listen really carefully. Every note is a treasure. So when you play, there are small phrases, even the ending, how you end, I think it's too short. You know, if you play this ends too short, then it stays right at the piano. It doesn't really go and project. And you're always playing for the public, right? So in the hall, yes, we all play for ourselves, but also the sound needs to go to the hall so the public can enjoy what you're playing. And if you will not listen to the end of the phrase, to the end of the movement as it is here, the sound will die too soon. You know, it's in my opinion, it was a little bit too short. All of that staccatos was a little bit too short. I think if you listen, you will understand that the sound need to be a little bit more prolonged. Not necessarily too long, but the staccato can be totally different. Yes, very dry, very short, or a little bit softer, like in this particular piece of music. Yeah, so be careful with this. Also, I noticed that your left hand, your fifth finger, sometimes is lying on the keys too long. And that's why it's not that even. Yeah, so if you will, and you have a really nice position, very nice fingers, but sometimes the fifth one is lazy. So make sure if you will pay attention and listen and see how every finger goes to the next one, I think it will help you to have more even left hand. Yeah, which is important here in this music. But I think in general, you're very musical. Be careful also how you sit. Yes, you played on the upright piano, and it's definitely sounds different than when you play on the concert grand. But your position, you were a little bit turning. Maybe it was the camera, but I felt that you turned a little bit on the right side more. So if you will sit straight, I think it will also be very helpful for the future, you know, because we really need to sit straight and produce. In this case, it will be easier for you to produce the right sound. So that's in general my comments, but wonderful playing, and I wish you all the success for all your future career. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kern. Moving on, our 11th contestant is Pat Tutanafon, who will be playing Rachmaninoff's Valse in A major, Opus 10, number 2.
Thank you, Pat, for your performance. We're going to bring Miss Park up for some comments.
Thank you, Pat. What a treat to hear this beautiful music played with such sincerity, and I can see that you enjoy it too. I love how you can make music flow. I can hear ebb and flow in your music, and it just makes your different sections really nicely connected together. So I am very grateful that I got to hear your rendition of this piece. Your pedal was also remarkably good. I think it's just there are a lot of sequences where he changes a little bit and you respond pretty well and you keep the music flowing. But some of these, I think you can hear it even more carefully to make this longer phrase come through. And perhaps in this setting, maybe I'm not hearing all of it, but it's something we all work on, listening to the space and listening for it to breathe. I bet if I hear you in person, I would like it even more. So keep up the good work. And to some of this, your right hand to left hand, it's woven very lovely. Congratulations. I hope you get to explore more of Rachmaninoff and also, all the others. So congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Park. All right, we are down to the final contestant of Group B. We're going to bring up Janelyn Siwara Pronskol, who will be playing the first and third movements of Clementi Sonatina, Opus 36, number 3.
Thank you, Janelin, for your performance. Mr. Giles, would you like to give your comments for Janelin?
Sure. It's very nice to hear you today. Congratulations. I enjoyed both movements. I think there's a lot of staccato playing in this music, especially the two movements you played. I often recommend to my students when there's a piece with a lot of staccatos that they practice them legato and perhaps a little under tempo, just because I think we listen differently, we pianists, because of the nature of our instrument. It's very easy to play very short, but sometimes it's also easy to lose the sense of the horizontal, that music moves this way instead of going down. I get plenty of variety in your sound, but I think there could be more. And perhaps if you train your ear to hear music going that way, it could be even better. Remember that the singer always leads, and the singer in this case is the right hand. I mean, it's not always sung, but at least it's the leader. It's the voice with the melodic material. I like the ends of your phrases. I think you taper very naturally. It feels like very much the end of a sentence. You might contrast the themes even more in terms of dynamic ranges, so that the music doesn't all have this bright and shiny character, but that there are some things that are a little bit more muted and shaded. But overall, I enjoyed your performance very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Giles. And with that, that's a wrap for Group B. Thank you all to the contestants for your performances, and thank you, judges, for your insightful comments.
Yes, thank you so much. And now we are moving on to what is one of our favorite parts of the competition. It's actually not even related to the piano. We call it the spotlight videos. For the spotlight videos, all of our competitors that you have listened to today not only recorded their performances, but they also created a short spotlight video for you, which is featuring a hobby or a pet or any interest outside of piano. We will be watching all of them as our judges. They, behind the scenes, will be ranking our competitors. And then they will be finalizing the rankings before this show is over. But other than that, those judges, if you guys want to watch the spotlight videos, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, we will see you at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Zone for Group C's show. All right, now we can get the spotlight videos rolling.
Hello everyone, I'm Nana. I'm 6 and I'm from Thailand. In my free time, I like playing claw machine. I once won big cinnamon plushie, which is my favorite character. I also love cats, especially orange cats. But I'm allergic to cats first, so I can't pet them. So I play Lego Ultimate. My favorite dish is black ink spaghetti. I also like to hang out with my mommy the most. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.
Hi everybody, my name is Eli, and I'm from Ohio. I'm 7 years old. Besides playing piano, I also like to play chess and soccer. Drawing pictures is also one of my favorite hobbies too. It makes me calm. In the summertime, I always like to ride my bike in the park to feel the breeze on my face. I like to play pickball with my dad. Sometimes I even win. I like to travel with my families. There are so much things to see and play outside. much about me. Happy holidays!
Hello, my name is Jason. I am 7 years old. I like piano, violin, reading, swimming, coding, and solving math problems. But my favorite is playing music because music makes me happy. I started piano when I was 4 and I have a lot of recitals. I have perfect pitch. It's very helpful for violin. This is my little brother. He is so cute. This is my second brother. We like to sing together. We play music every day. We love music. This is me. I'm a happy boy. So, haha.
Hello everybody, my name is Irene. This is me when I first started playing piano. My teacher said I have very strong fingers if I give out effort and keep practicing. I will be a great pianist when I grow up, but I want to be a chef. I like playing piano in public space. This is me playing piano at Costco while my mom is shopping. There's a piano in the Columbus airport. This is last Christmas before our family vacation. I played a beautiful song. I also like swimming. I'm very good at it. I joined the swimming team when I was 5. My backstroke and breaststroke is the fastest in my group. Thank you for watching.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm 7 years old. I love trying new things and stay active.
I play hockey in the Blue Jackets League. I am a black belt in Taekwondo. I love making art and my drawing was picked for the school yearbook. I also love doing experiments. I am on the swim team. I'm proud of myself. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Julie. I am 7 years old and I'm from New Jersey. I love to play piano. When I'm not practicing piano, you can usually find me on the ice. I play on a hockey travel team and hockey helps me stay strong and focused, which also helps me when I play music. I also love traveling and exploring nature with my family. We even bring my keyboard on our trips so I can keep practicing wherever we go. And I love my dog Afu. He's 14 years old and has been with me my whole life. He always sits next to me when I practice, so I think he's my biggest fan. I hope you enjoy my performance.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm 7 years old. I go to school at Medina Elementary. I'm also in 3rd grade. This is my bedroom, and this is my bear. It's Fluffy. This is my Hello Kitty. It's more Fluffy. Here's some things in my room I want to show you. This is some Hawaiian shrimp. It's from my piano teacher. This is the Harry Potter book. I'm currently on the 3rd book. Now in winter, I just love skiing. I can do all kinds of slopes. I also like climbing. I would prefer bouldering over top rope. Hope everybody enjoyed my performance. Hi everyone, I'm Lena. I'm 9 years old and I live in New Jersey. I love dancing, drawing, reading, and of course music. Besides playing the piano, I also play the violin. I recently drew this picture of a toy. I used markers to draw the skin and the clothing. Then I used color pencils to draw out the details, like the hair. And then I used chalk to color out the background. Right now, I'm reading Mr. Lemoncello's series. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoy playing. Bye.
Hello, my name is Olga
Alexa Ng and I'm 9 years old. I live in New York City. Besides piano, I enjoy doing different activities such as building Legos, going skiing, and playing soccer. I like building Legos because it is fun and I can be very creative. One time I used a window piece as an oven because I didn't have oven pieces. I also like to go skiing. My dad and I go skiing at American Dream Mall. When I ski very fast, the wind blows on my face and my hair flies back. It makes me feel like a bird soaring through the sky and I feel calm. I am proud of myself for doing difficult moves. It was hard, but I did it. These are some of the things I do for fun. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Hi, my name is Catherine. I am 9 years old and in 4th grade. Besides piano, I love playing the violin, playing tennis, going ice skating, and reading books. I also love traveling. This year, I went to the North Carolina beach. It was very nice and fun. I also went to Red River Gorge with my friends and family. I went kayaking there. I love playing tennis because I love being active. Tennis is also very fun and exciting. I got a little sister yesterday when I was recording. Her name is Selena. I'm so excited. She is so cute and my whole family loves her. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Wong. Besides piano, I joined the Cub Scouts and we served the community. In Scouts, we got a chance to camp out in the Alpines and we learned to build tents on our own. We built campfires and enjoyed s'mores with my friends. We also got a chance to play BB gun shooting ranges and I learned how to do archery and rock climbing. I also joined school band and played flute in the summer recital. I hope you enjoyed my video. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Hatu Tenazhan. I also go by Pizza. That's my nickname and that's what my mom, dad, and brother call me. I'm 9 years old and I'm from Bangkok, Thailand. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Other than piano, I also enjoy reading. Right now, I'm reading Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson. I really like this story because Jess and Leslie, the main characters, they love exploring and hiking, and I also like exploring and hiking with my dad, so it really suits me.
This is from our summer trip. We went hiking and exploring on our bikes.
I also like singing and dancing to K-pop music. I hope you enjoy my videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Hi, my name is Lauren and I'm 9. I have a favorite civilian, Bogudi, my dog. He's 13 and he is my mom's favorite. I like claw machines. It makes me excited and happy. This is the time when I got the most plushies. Look at how much. On a regular basis, I play Roblox every day, but my mom hates it. I've published 3 fun games and I'm waiting when they become a big hit. I always attend school activities like in the picture. Last year, in my orchestra, my mom was really happy because I was in a good area for pictures and I'm right next to my teacher. I like drawing when I'm not in the mood to play piano. I go biking with my dad on a daily basis. I usually go to a nursing home for old people. The old people enjoy my music and I get touched by their feelings. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Hi, my name is Jan. I'm 8 years old. One thing I like is swimming, and when I jump in the pool, it's refreshing, and it's the only sport I play. I also sing. This is a concert where I had to sing with my friends. It was really fun, and when I use my voice, it feels like I'm magical. And these are the photos that I like. I also play flute at school. I do ballet, and I started it when I was really young, and this is a concert.
Hello everyone, my name is Carol, and I love it when you saw this video. Besides playing piano, I like to paint Chinese painting and calligraphy. I learned it from my grandpa. It's so lovely. I practice every week. My another hobby is solving Rubik's Cubes. I know how to solve all of them. It's so magical. And I also like little things, like Little Pony cards. These cards could move. It could move by different ways. It's also magical. This is my sticker book, and these are my photos. It's so good. And my favorite food is crabs and noodles. They're very delicious. It's cooked by my dear grandma. And I'm thankful for everyone. Thank you. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Andrew John. This is my puppy. Her name is Lola. In my free time, I like to play with her in the backyard. I play with her on the swings and my trampoline. I don't do it anymore because she's 72 pounds and she'll turn 7 months old in 2 days. She loves to bite branches and jump on people whenever they crouch. She is very affectionate. After school, I like to take her for a walk and play in the park. It is very fun to scare her with my E99 drone. I also like to draw. This is a drawing of my pet Lila time traveling and saving all these catastrophic events. I also like to draw creative things. At school, I started a comic club. It is very fun to draw and express us kids' crazy ideas. I also play the trumpet. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Napachalopalan, and other than piano, I also can solve math questions really quickly. These are the medals I won from math competitions. I have 3 gold and 1 silver. Thank you.
Competitors. Second place in year 3, receiving a silver medal is Kelly. In year 4 is Fung.
My name is Zaton and I am 8 years old. I like Pokemon, solving Rubik's Cubes, reading, Squishmallows, fishing. Playing soccer, and dogs.
Hi, my name is Valeria Miaranda Cuba. I'm 8 years old and I am from Peru. In my free time, I watch anime and movies. My favorite character is Muichiro Tokito from Demon Slayer. Also, I like cats and capybaras. I have 3. Their names are Coffee, Cappy, and Brown. I would like to learn to ice skate because it's a very elegant sport. I hope like my interpretation. Greetings for Peru. Goodbye.
Hi, I am Oliver Chang. I live in New Albany, Ohio. I am in 3rd grade.
Outside my school life, I enjoy playing golf and competing for my swimming team. I'm also passionate about art, music, and science. I'd like to draw and make things with my hands. Once I made a 10-foot-long great white shark that lived in the entryway of our house for over a year. Then I made myself a pet alligator during a family trip. I find the greatest treasures in nature. Hiking, discovering unique plants, bugs, reptiles, and snakes. Sailing, surfing, and fishing. And skiing down the Rocky Mountain makes me feel free like a bird. Nature brings me harmony and happiness. My art and music are expressions of my love for nature.
It's so
Awesome.
wonderful to see spotlight videos. Always
Yes.
fast to have a glimpse into the background of these talented young competitors in a context that's usually outside their pianism. For those of you in the audience, if you know of anyone who missed today's show, please let them know that the entire grand final event will be hosted on the Piano League's YouTube channel. You're welcome to rewatch and share these with your family and friends. In addition, don't forget to follow Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and WeChat in order to stay updated with all Piano League news and events.
Awesome. Thanks, Oliver. And with that, that is it for our very first show. So again, congratulations to all of our Group A and B performers today. We're not having the results announcements at this show. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow at the end of Group E to hear everyone's results. Sorry. So we hope to see you there. Otherwise, stay tuned. We have a second show happening very shortly, in about 30 minutes. It's happening right at 7 p.m. Eastern Time Zone with Group C performances. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. And as we always say at Piano League, happy practicing. Bye.